All right, gang. Welcome to episode, what is it? 7,637,439 of Money Talks. I'm your host, Bill Barheit, founder and CEO at Abra. We've got a bunch of things to talk about as always. Diane is here with the news. We've got a special guest. Willie from our product team is going to give us an amazing demonstration of all things Web3 coming up inside the Abra app, DApp support for NFTs, DeFi, DEXs. It's going to be awesome. So really excited to show you this demo that Willie and I put together. And yeah, so we're going to talk about some price action first. But let's take a look. I want to bring up some charts here before we get to Diane. So let me see here. Let's see. Oh, look at that. We've got our new trusty background working today. So let me see if I can come over here to the charts. All right, so you can see here, here's the daily on Bitcoin. Looks like we're at the bottom of the range going sideways. If you remember last week, I mentioned to you it felt like things were in a normal pullback. We were in this. I mentioned that normally what would happen when you have this pattern, which we had, and I'll redraw the pattern, right? It's not a technical show, but this is a bullish pennant, kind of a, consolidation pattern, which would normally resolve to the upside in an up market. And it's a bullish continuation pattern is what they call it. And oftentimes you get a fake out to the downside, which then moves to the upside. Well, we got the fake out, but it doesn't really look like it's going to cooperate. So I don't know what that means. This is not a technical analysis show. It's just me giving you quick and dirty what I see in the markets. I no longer see a clear path to 34 in the very short term. It does look like either sideways or more downward pain. Or the fake out that I thought I would get could be forming, right? So that would be amazing if this turned out to be a fake out. We recovered over the weekend. Usually the fake outs aren't that dramatic or that deep. You don't break out over the new lows here. But, again, technical analysis is always taken with a grain of salt, as I always tell you. It tends to work when we're in a trend. It is rough and brutal when a new trend is forming, which is what I think has been happening over the last few weeks and months. We will see. I do think the macro backdrop for Bitcoin, Tether, Solana is all bullish. I think that because the DXY here, which is the dollar. Now, this could be part of the issue this week. The dollar has been consolidating at the top of the current range, the multi-week range that we've seen since late March. That is bullish for the dollar, bearish for Bitcoin. Usually the dollar consolidating here could be just a pause while the market tries to figure out what's next for interest rates, what's next for the Federal Reserve, and I'm sorry, not the Federal Reserve, the federal government doing its job around raising the debt ceiling. They actually, if they really did their job, we wouldn't need a debt ceiling because they'd have their fiscal house in order. But in this case, doing their job actually means allowing them to increase the size of the debt, which would most likely cause the dollar to fall once an agreement is reached, which I think would put it more or less back on its current track. Now, there are some folks who believe that the dollar is going to rise significantly before it falls because of the higher extended rates. I don't know. I'm not one of them. I'm not a macroeconomist, but I think with the amount of bank failures on tap, I think the government is going to need, the Federal Reserve is going to need to lower rates significantly in order to prevent a catastrophe, which obviously would mean a much weaker dollar. It also depends on what other countries do because this index is a relative weighting, meaning if things are even worse in other countries, the dollar could look stronger, but what you actually have is an ocean full of sinking boats. It's just that our boat may be sinking a little less fast than the others. We'll see. But I do think a weaker dollar is on tap, and I do think that that ultimately is bullish for crypto. It is bullish for stocks. I think that with all of the amazing announcements, and I think Diane is going to get into Google's announcements on AI this week, I do think you're going to see a run up in stocks. So if I look over here, let me see if I can find Google. I don't know what they're doing this morning. I haven't looked yet. There's Google. Everything else is down and Google is up. Look at this, it gapped after its AI announcements. Google is basically up, wow, from the troughs in November. If we just give it this year, right, 87, 117, that's 30. Google is up over 30% this year alone. So AI is going to be a big driver of the NDX outperforming SPY and taking advantage of an ultimately weaker dollar that I think is on tap. We'll see. So I know Diane's going to give you the latest on Bard and which was the Google AI announcements. We've been using Chat GPT, not religiously, but we've been integrating it to a significant amount of our business at Abra. I love it. It's incredible how much detailed information we can get. Oftentimes we use it as a basis for vetting, and we don't take it on faith that everything it says is correct, but it's truly astounding how it's helped us. Obviously, Diane is an AI part of our family, and that was generated with help from the Abra team who did it in days, and now we've been constantly updating and trying to improve, but it's astounding what the tools have allowed us to do. Our legal team is constantly doing research using ChatGPT and other tools, and it looks like Bard's ability to integrate into Google Docs, which is something we use extensively at Abra, is going to be truly remarkable. I think we're at the cusp of an interesting revolution within financial services. We're not an investment advisor at Abra, but I think investment advisors are going to be in a position to leverage these tools to help make automated decisions and help basically validate and invalidate existing and previous decisions quickly, and give people tools to make better decisions on their own. So I'm super bullish on AI. I know many of you are. I know we talk about it online a lot, and I'm really excited to see where it's going. Okay, so we've got a few things I want to get into now. So we're going to do the news in a minute, and then Willie is going to join us to talk about the new Web3 capabilities. I showed you some screenshots, but we're actually going to do a live demo today, so stick around for that. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, our new AI news correspondent, Diane, is back with us. This week she's going to talk about inflation, which is slowing as the CPI falls, how the SEC has been ordered to respond to Coinbase within 10 days, how Michael Saylor is now voicing support for Bitcoin ordinals. Bitcoin mempool has been backed up with ordinals driving up transaction fees. Elon's tweeting about NFTs again, which is causing an uproar on OpenSea. Ethereum's staking rewards are rising due to the Pepe craze. And of course, we've got to talk about AI. So she's going to tell us all about Google's major AI announcements, and maybe we'll even bring it all together with crypto. Take it away, Diane.
Welcome to Abra's weekly news update. It's Diane, Abra's crypto correspondent, back to bring you all the latest and greatest in the world of crypto. Strap in, it's going to be a wild ride. Inflation has been dropping for 9 months straight like it's the hottest new diet trend. Even grocery prices have finally decided to give our wallets a break. But don't get too excited, core inflation is still hanging on like that one guest who won't leave the party. Experts say it'll start to slow down in the second half of the year when housing costs begin to chill. Will it be enough to stop interest rates from climbing higher than a mountain goat? Maybe not, but like a good cliffhanger, we'll just have to wait and see. Coinbase last week argued that the SEC is providing insufficient regulatory guidance for U.S. companies operating in the crypto sector, saying the commission must, at a minimum, set forth how those inapt and inapposite requirements are to be adapted to digital assets. The courts agreed, ordering the SEC to respond within 10 days. We might not get all the answers we want right away, but hopefully the SEC will come up with a plan that doesn't involve them constantly raining on the crypto parade. In their short 4 months of existence, ordinals have caused quite a stir in the Bitcoin world. They've got people divided on what to do about all the transactions they've generated and the traffic jam they've caused on the network. On a recent episode of the PBD podcast, Saylor gave a thumbs up to the idea of data on Bitcoin in general. He said there would be tons of cool things we could do with it on the Bitcoin base layer. The Bitcoin mempool is like a waiting room for transactions to be validated, and it's packed like a can of sardines. The last major peak in April 2021 saw 200,000 transactions waiting in line. But yesterday that number hit 450,000. This caused the fees to spike to a jaw-dropping $30.19. After chilling around $2 since July 2021, there's a lot of hype around tokens right now, and Degans want their peeps and casino tokens without the wait. CoinMarketCap says that an insane 8,500 tokens have been issued on Bitcoin in the few weeks since the BRC-20 standard was introduced. For Bitcoin to scale up, say if even a few million people wanted to use Bitcoin for regular peer-to-peer transactions, we'd be in the same boat. With some imagination, you might be able to see a future where ordinal technology helps scale Bitcoin in new ways. Maybe even with some fancy layer 2 tech in line with Ethereum. On Wednesday, Elon Musk shared a meme from the collection Miladies, containing the recognizable image of an avatar NFT overlaid with the words, "There is no meme, I love you." Musk still has the Midas touch. The collection shot to the top of the trending list on OpenSea, and the floor price hit an all-time high of 7.3 Ether, before sliding back down to 5.6 Ether. That's a 59% increase in just 7 days. The new memecoin Pepe is causing a trading frenzy and making it rain for Ethereum validators. In the past week, average fees on the Ethereum network hit 100 GUI, the highest since May 2022. That means users are paying over $30 per swap and validators are raking in the dough from processing transactions and regular rewards. The only time MEV rewards and gas fees were higher than during the Pepe craze was when the SVB Bank had a run and USDC depegged. But since the weekend, transaction fee rewards have taken a nosedive, just like Pepe's price after Binance listed it on their exchange. Google's recent I/O event was a showcase of AI-centered innovations, hot on the heels to the kinds of features Microsoft recently announced, like integration with Mail and Docs. Integrating a responsive Google search, having image-to-text available directly in Bard, Maps having an immersive view, and Photos getting a magic editor feature. It's not clear when all of these will be available, but already Bard's coding abilities have been significantly improved. It can now help with code debugging, collaborating, and exploring. I've spent my gas for today. Thanks for watching, catch you on the flip side.
All right. Joining us now on Money Talks, Abra's head of product and engineering, Willie Wang. Willie, welcome back to Money Talks.
Hey, Bill, how's it going?
It's going great. Thanks for joining us. We've got some pretty exciting stuff to share with everyone today. We've given folks a little bit of a hint as to what's coming, but I think this is the first time we're going to be doing an actual live demo. So why don't you give us an explanation of what you're going to be showing us and what it all does and what it means?
Yeah, so Abra is going to be launching a Web3 product very shortly. And essentially what it does is it sort of does anything that MetaMask currently can do. And it will be able to connect to any Web3 projects, whether that's DeFi, whether that's NFT, whether it's gaming. And it's all managed within a single user experience within the Abra platform, fully integrated with our fiat rails to get really easy one-to-one US dollars into Web3. As well as our trading platform, which allows us to actually fund the Web3 wallet with all the base currencies that you need.
Awesome. So in theory, I could wire $5,000 into Abra, have it converted to USDA, move it directly into some DeFi protocol to earn yield.
That's right. That's right. You could do that. And it would be very, very easy to do.
All right. And I could buy, I don't know what Bored Apes are selling for, Mutant Apes, whatever are selling for right now, but let's say 30,000, I need 30,000 in ETH. I wire 30,000 in change. I use Abra Trade to acquire my ETH. And in one shot, I move it directly into OpenSea to make my purchase, for example.
Right. You will move into the Abra Web3 wallet and you will connect via Wallet Connect to OpenSea and then you can perform transactions there.
Amazing. I got to see this. Let's see it.
Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and share it. Okay. So for the very first time, you're going to see the Abra Web3 product. Okay. So what you're seeing here is you can see that at the bottom here, there's going to be new Web3 icon, and that is essentially the Abra Web3 wallet. As we talked about before, this is going to have similar to all of the MetaMask capabilities that you have. You can see that I already have some assets already there. In the initial version, we're going to be supporting multi-chain, 4 chains, Ethereum, Arbitrum, Binance Smart Chain, and Polygon. I'm going to just go ahead and use the Binance Smart Chain as the initial demo to talk a little bit about how it connects to different Web3 as well as DeFi. So you can see that there's a connect button on the top left, and this works similar to MetaMask and a bunch of other Web3 wallet that people probably are used to. So right now I have Alpaca Finance here on the right-hand side. And in order to connect, you would go to the website, you will click Connect Wallet and select Wallet Connect. And once you select Wallet Connect, it will pop up a QR code. And you will simply click the Connect on the app, scan the QR code, and you will now see that the app is asking you whether you want to connect to Alpaca Finance. I'm going to click Connect. At that point, the Abra Web3 wallet is now connected to Alpaca Finance. So
Super
you will,
cool.
yep. And so this will work the same way pretty much in any Web3 project across the multi-chain. And at this point, you can see, oh, okay, I can earn USDT for 5.92%. I can earn USDC for 2.44%. And if you wanted to go ahead and get this opportunity here, you will click on the deposit. And you can see that my available balance is 85 USDC, which is what's inside the Abra wallet.
Yep.
And by the way, everything that I'm doing is in production right now. This is not a test instance. Now we have limited the feature for essentially production testing, so users can't see it yet. But everything I'm doing is on the production blockchain.
Yep. That's great.
So if I want to put in $10 worth of USDC to make this transaction, I can go ahead and click confirm, and you will actually put it into the USDC Alpaca Finance to earn the yield.
That's great.
Okay. Now, a couple of things that you'll see is we try to make this as easy as possible. So once you get the Alpaca USDC interest earning a token, it will automatically show up as IB USDC here on the Abra app. So you don't need to do anything. You don't need to add your own contract address or go through any of that work. It would just simply show up. And we actually try to give you as much information as possible for the asset. So you will see that what network is on. We take you to the Explorer on BSC scan to see what that asset is. We also tell you the site, which is Alpaca Finance, as well as the URL to Alpaca, so that if you want to go to the Alpaca dashboard itself to look at your yield and earned and so on and so forth, you could do that very easily inside the app.
You just click on the link right there.
Correct.
Connects to the wallet, and you can see your balance inside the position. Beautiful.
That's right. So we allowed you to connect not only via the web that I just showed you, you can also use the in-app browser of the Abra wallet to do the same thing.
Awesome.
Right? So if I click on Connect Wallet here, I simply select Wallet Connect. And there's a couple of ways to do this. Probably the quickest way is if you just click on QR code. We have figured out a very easy way to just connect within the in-app. You simply click on Copy to Clipboard on iOS. This is how it works. You click that, and we'll auto sign in for you without having to scan anything.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, and you'll connect actually to the Alpaca site.
I've never seen that before. That's super cool. Okay, let's do it. All right, so we're back in the home screen now. I see it.
Yep, so now we're back into the home screen. And let me talk through a couple more things. So on top, we have a Discover button up there. And what's here is that we can actually, Abra can basically highlight certain projects or platforms, DeFi or NFT that that we like, and then we can kind of introduce you to the user as a way for you to discover these different assets. We also have the in-app browser capability where you can type in whatever other project as well, and you can get into those projects. Okay, and so for example, if I wanted to go to PancakeSwap, I can in-app, I can come into PancakeSwap, click connect.
Yep.
Use Wallet Connect. And in terms of PancakeSwap, there's two ways you can connect to it. You can search for Abra, which will actually show up here, and you can click this to connect. Okay. Or you could do it via the QR code and click on the copy clipboard, which will also auto log in for you. So I'm just going to do it via the Abra icon here. PancakeSwap. So now I'm actually connected in-app in PancakeSwap.
Awesome. Wow. Okay. Very cool.
Okay. And then of course, we have the deposit and withdraw capabilities. Let me actually walk through that. In the deposit, now in the deposit screen, well, this has never happened. This is
You want to kill it and start over, or is there something else going on, or?
I don't know. I have, oh yeah, I did kill, okay. So I did kill that app. Okay. There you go. Okay. All right. So in terms of deposit, there's two ways that you can add funds into the wallet. One is you can obviously get funds from any other wallet out there or any other exchanges. The other thing is this is fully integrated with the Abra trade account. So for those that are not aware or haven't used the Abra trade account, let me just quickly go through what it does. Abra Trade Account is a fully capable exchange. It allows you to exchange hundreds of crypto assets. And it also has a really easy fiat on rail in the US via ACH, credit card, debit card, or wire. And we have very, very high limits for wire. And because this is fully integrated, when you have the US dollar coming into the Abra app, even right now, it's a one-to-one exchange into one of the stable coins. And then from there, it will be very easy for you to go ahead and fund the Web3 wallet. And this is one of the key features that's going to make the Abra Web3 wallet super simple to use, because fiat funding into the Web3 typically is really expensive and really, really hard to do.
That's amazing.
Okay? So when you click deposit, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to very easily move assets from the trade account into the Web3 wallet here. Okay. Now, on top of that, because we know you're on the BNB chain, we actually do what's called auto bridging for you. So let me explain that a little bit.
Okay.
So for example, you have USDC as a stable coin.
Yep.
Well, USDC as a stable coin could be on the ETH chain. Or it could be on the Binance Smart Chain, or it could be on Arbitrum or some other chain. So what Abra does is, because we're fully integrated with our trade platform, when you move from the trade platform, since we know it's on the BNB chain and we support multi-chain withdrawal, we will automatically move your US dollars into USDC on the Binance Smart Chain automatically for you. So you don't need to go to any bridging website to bridge from ETH USDC to BNB USDC. We do all that for you behind the scenes in the background.
Amazing.
And then in terms of withdrawal, you can essentially send to your either crypto wallet or transfer it back to the trade account. And one thing with the Abra Web3 is all of our security is actually built in. So for example, if you have 2FA for withdrawal turned on within the Abra app, when you use your Web3 wallet, that same 2FA will actually apply to keep it secure as well. Okay. So now next, I think what I'll do is I'm going to go to the ETH chain.
Okay.
And I'm going to connect up to NFT site called OpenSea and kind of go through that scenario. Okay. So here am I. Here I'm on OpenSea. Now, one thing you will see is that I actually already have an NFT purchase. I think I did that from OpenSea a while back, and that actually shows up in the asset. So we actually support the listing and getting the details for the NFT as well within the Abra Web3. So if I click into this NFT, you will see that you can see it on the Etherscan to see that NFT within the in-app browser. You can see the token ID and the symbol and so on and so forth. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will go ahead and connect to OpenSea via Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect. So now here's the QR code. I'm going to go ahead and click Connect. And now it says connect to OpenSea. I'll click Connect. And so now I'm connected to OpenSea. So you could also see that, hey, on OpenSea, I did buy this ETH Alien NFT, and it shows up here. But I can also go back to OpenSea and essentially, click on any of the NFTs and begin a purchasing process.
So I've also noticed that, having used MetaMask with OpenSea, that a lot of the messages that I would normally see, these confusing sign this, sign that messages, are gone. Am I dreaming, or is that the case?
Yeah. So one of the great thing about the Abra Web3 is we actually have an architecture in which we can automate many of the clicking and the signing in the background for you.
Right.
Okay. So this could apply to any Web3 project or any Web3 actions you want to take. And one of the things that we're going to do in the future, for example, is if you want to invest in certain DeFi, sometimes there's a lot of steps that's involved. We, in the future, we're going to work on essentially automating all those steps for you and you essentially click once, and then we will take care of the whole process for you.
But to be clear, I'm still holding my own stuff. It's my own DeFi wallet. It's my own Web3 wallet. Even though the software might be automating steps, it's separate from everybody else's stuff.
Absolutely. It is your own ETH account or own BNB account. So I'm not going to show you my address, obviously here, but if you click right here, and you plug that address into a Etherscan, you will see that you will have all the NFT there, all the assets there, and it's completely separate individual. You own it.
Got you. That's awesome. Okay, this is amazing. I mean, I have people who are, Abra users who've got Ether or cash and looking to buy NFTs, invest in yield, use DEXs. It's going to be amazing, really amazing. Keep going. I'm loving it.
All right. And the last thing I think that we'll probably touch on is that also, I'm going to go back to the BNB chain. You can also use any of the DEXs out there,
Yeah.
right? Which means for any token, any asset that Abra does not have in our trade account, you can use any of the available DEX and go buy and sell any of the tokens that you want, right?
Mhm.
So for example, I'm going to go ahead and go to PancakeSwap.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and connect up my wallet. I'll go ahead and connect to PancakeSwap. And then if I go into their trade, so you can see that there's balance that's loading. Okay. So I actually have, you can see here that I have some BNB here. So if I wanted to, swap between BNB and Cake, looks like there you go. You'll actually show me how much Cake I'm getting. And then if I click on swap, there you go. So now you have the transaction, and I can go ahead and confirm it. I'm going to go ahead and reject it because I don't need any more Cake right now. But anyway, you could go ahead and trade any of the tokens.
Amazing. Wow. Okay.
So this actually is how we are going to address the CPRX probably going forward. Is we're going to be, because the Web3 capabilities within Abra, we're going to be allowing you to essentially trade a CPRX with probably a USDC pair, CPRX USDC, or some pair via the decentralized exchanges. So that's one of the plans that we're going to have in place once we launch the Web3 wallet, so that we can enable more utility and more things you can do with CPRX.
Fantastic. All right. Well, this is super cool, Willie. Yeah. So yeah, well, I think we've touched on everything. So we looked at a yield, we looked at NFTs, we talked about DEXs, basically anything that I can do in the DApp world with Ethereum, Arbitrum, BNB chain, Binance Smart Chain, Matic, I can do with Abra now. It's amazing.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, super cool. And with the automatic, cross-chain bridging, which I don't think I've ever seen before. I don't know if you've seen it before, but I certainly haven't. Yeah. Any closing points you wanna make or highlight?
Yeah, I mean, we want to make this as simple as easy as possible, so that we can drive massive adoption of Web3, because we really believe that that's the future, and that's where a lot of the transactions are going to happen. And we're very excited to bring this product to market.
Yep. Amazing. All right, Willie. Well, on behalf of the whole engineering team, my heartfelt thanks for everybody's hard work. This is an amazing effort. I know it's actually been a couple of years in the making. This is not easy to do, given integrating the centralized world with the decentralized world. I think we're one of the first to achieve this to this level. Generally, you have to download separate apps for this stuff, right? You have your Coinbase wallet, your Coinbase app, maybe your MetaMask, app. They're separate, and we're really the first that I've seen that's done a very seamless job of bringing the decentralized and the centralized worlds together. So kudos to the entire team for this amazing achievement. I can't wait to see it live on my own phone in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll get through the Apple App Store approval process as quickly as possible. But
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
cool, man. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to have you back very soon with the next set of cool DApp and Web3 features that we're going to be hopefully releasing after this.
Okay, great. Thank you, Bill.
My pleasure. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Willie, for that amazing demo. And thanks again to the Abra team for all the hard work. That's a wrap. We're going to call it right there. Have a great weekend. And we will see you next week on Money Talks. Thanks, everyone.